Whoa!
A General Aviation Cirrus SR-22 crashed at the Imperial War Museum Airfield in Duxford. Thank you to all the firefighters in the sky and on the ground who save our beautiful forests. You are watching some unbelievable emergency landings without aircraft wheels. In these scenarios, pilots must execute belly landings, relying on precision and control to touch down safely on the fuselage. That is a testament to human ingenuity and the resilience of modern aviation technology, turning potential disasters into miraculous survivals. This FedEx plane encountered a landing gear malfunction, necessitating an emergency landing at a Tennessee airport. Oh, it skidded off the runway. Finally, plane landed safely despite the lack of landing gear. A viral video of an incredible escape of a DHL plane which crashes, skids off runway in Costa Rica. You know, the reversers, main brakes and flaps, all a hydraulic operation. They most likely had to land with less flapsreserve brakes, no anti-skid. Under the circumstances, they did a great job. Those pilots deserve to get the first world record to drift a Boeing 757 accidentally with no casualties. Glad they're okay. How amazing. This is truly aerobatics. An aerobatic plane crashed at an airport in Lages, a city in southern Brazil. The small aircraft was executing aerobatic maneuvers during an air show celebrating the anniversary of the city's federal airport when it went down and exploded. A small aircraft had problems with the engine. As a result, the plane successfully landed on the highway in Argentina. In 2018, a Boeing 7474-00 Skylease cargo plane veered off the runway while landing at Stanfield International Airport. Thankfully, no one was injured. I'm sure this sound fascinates you. Oh my God, they need support. So crazy. Two planes almost crashed together in the air. The Piper Seneca twin-engine plane crashed into a home in Groton, Connecticut, near Groton New London Airport. The homeowner and two plane passengers, who were miraculously uninjured, had already exited the house. Amazing moment. Because of colliding with a seagull, a Coast Guard helicopter made an emergency landing in Key Biscayne. Seagulls and birds in general are unwanted obstructions for pilots and passengers. A light plane had just taken off from Newcastle when the pilot raised the alarm about landing gear issues. It has landed safely at Newcastle Airport without landing gear after circling the airport for almost 3 hours to burn off fuel. Wow, think of how skillful the pilot must be considering the drag on the aircraft as it fills and the huge change in weight distribution as the tanks fill. Total respect to the pilots, the skill that takes. A plane is traveling from Moscow to St. Petersburg unfortunately crashed and freely landed on the ground in a scene shot from a mobile phone. The plane right behind her only made her feel stronger to capture beautiful memories. The guy must be extremely proud of his girlfriend. Like video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to watch more amazing moments. This happened in Uttarakhand, India. The plane rotated several times before hitting the ground with its tail and coming to a complete stop. An F-16 fail and smoky soon. This is one of the PRF's aircraft most modern. The captured footage reveals the dramatic moment of the descent, narrowly avoiding collision with a nearby car in Belo Horizonte, MG. Despite causing damage to 3 houses upon impact, all 6 occupants survived. If you find some interesting things from our videos, please comment what you like so we can make more videos. Thanks much. Now continue. On February 23, 2008, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber crashed in Guam due to control malfunctions during a violent pitch-up maneuver. Despite the crew ejecting safely, the $1.4 billion aircraft exploded upon impact, leaving a scorched area of 90,000 square feet. The crash was caused by distorted data from moisture in the air data system. This plane, Boeing 747, was deliberately crashed into a terminal that caused shock for all.
Oh! It's not stopping. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Dude, that is badass.
Oh.
Wow, why did they push a big plane by hand? Will they be successful? During a high-speed taxiing test on the prototype F-16, pilot Phil Stryker faced an unexpected liftoff, thrusting the plane into an accidental maiden flight. Luckily, Stryker skillfully guided the aircraft into a smooth landing despite the initial chaos. A man caused an accident while piloting a homemade helicopter. Despite successfully getting airborne, the helicopter lost control, leading to a crash. While praised for his ingenuity in building the aircraft, criticism arose for the risky flight. The accident occurred when the helicopter's tail touched the ground, causing it to veer out of control. Miraculously, the pilot emerged unharmed. Other happened at Taunton Airport. This crash in Falmouth. March 2020 in Pakistan. A gripping video captures the harrowing moment an F-16 pilot ejects from their fighter jet moments before it crashes near March Air Reserve Base. Filmed by a witness, the pilot ejects amidst flames, while the jet remains airborne briefly before crashing. Bless him. A FedEx plane made an emergency landing at the airport after experiencing a malfunction with its landing at Los Angeles International Airport gear 4 years ago. A video of a PAF F-16 fighter jet crash near Islamabad's Shekhar Parian. Low-altitude helicopter crash at Nashua Airport. Wow. Can you see sparks flew when a Ryanair plane lost its front landing gear during an emergency landing in Dublin? You are watching an aircraft with front wheel problems during landing in Cartagena, Colombia. LATAM plane releases sparks from the wheel after landing gear failure. The scene shows intense sparks generated at the height of the front wheel. New Jersey helicopter crash last year. The Super Bowl party plane crash in Yorba Linda, California. Wow, that sound gave us chills. So terrible. A Taiwanese F-16 fighter jet made an emergency landing at Honolulu International Airport, Hawaii, due to a malfunctioning front landing gear. The jet was returning from a training mission in Arizona en route to Taiwan for an upgrade. Fortunately, no injuries or significant damage occurred. In 2019, the world's largest biplane, the Antonov An-2, veered off course during descent at Gemünden Airfield in northern Austria, ultimately crashing towards spectators and a small car park after an abrupt sideways landing on the runway. Thanks God, all 4 on board were uninjured. ADC-3 emergency gear up landing in snow. A single-engine aircraft made an emergency landing in Marilia, Sao Paulo, after experiencing an electrical malfunction. The pilot, displaying calm and skill, circled the city for 3 hours to safely deplete fuel and prevent a potential explosion. Respect the pilot. Video of a civilian cargo aircraft incident at Bagram Airfield near Kabul. After taking off from Bagram Airport, the aircraft appeared to lose balance and stall before plummeting onto a nearby road, resulting in a fiery explosion and towering flames.
Se fue, güey.
Small plane have trouble and land urgent at Dachau Peachtree Airport. Due to strong winds from Storm Curry sweeping across Heathrow Airport, the pilot of a British Airways plane was forced to abort their initial landing attempt. Fortunately, flight BA1307 originating from Aberdeen ABZ managed to land safely on its second try. A helicopter crash in Aguascalientes. The crash landing of a biplane at Geemund and G. Schwant Airport on August 23, 2019, is suspected to have been caused by a pilot error. Magically, the pilot, co-pilot, and 2 passengers emerged unscathed from the dramatic landing. On September 2, 2017, a plane identified as an A-2 crashed during a flight display close to Moscow, plummeting in full view of a crowd of onlookers. Thankfully, there were no injuries reported among the spectators below. Some said that this is what happens when pilot try to make a plane do something that it was not designed for. What do you think about it? A Navy Secretariat helicopter crashed in Centla, Tabasco. Every crosswind landing, brief yourself to maintain aileron into the wind on rollout. Hope the pilot learns a valuable lesson.
A lot of safety here with the distance from the runway, so don't worry about that. You gonna take a look at the airplane, just make sure that everything's good.
A rescue helicopter attempting to aid a mountaineer with a heart attack crashed into Austria's highest mountain, the Grossglockner. Dramatic footage captured the helicopter spinning out of control before impact, just feet from a sheer cliff. Helicopter belonging to Aguascalientes Secretariat of Public Security crashed near Jesus Maria. An airplane made an emergency landing in Canada, fortunately with no critical injuries. A helicopter crashed onto a motorway in the outskirts of Istanbul. The chopper was navigating through dense fog when it collided with a television tower, leading to its descent onto the road. The impact occurred near the Endem Tower in the Beylikdüzü district, approximately 14 miles away from Atatürk Airport. Standing at 257 meters, the tower became a fatal obstacle. Wow, a heart-stopping moment as a passenger jet's landing narrowly avoids beachgoers, creating an epic scene. The sight of the massive aircraft skimming over the beach, mere feet above the sand, left onlookers in awe and disbelief at the sheer audacity of the landing maneuver. A Trans-Northern Aviation cargo flight made an emergency landing at Merrill Field in Anchorage due to engine power loss. Fortunately, no injuries were reported as the Douglas DC-3 touched down with landing gear still retracted on runway 7. You know, although it is true that airplanes are made to be in the air, there are times when the flight simply has to stop. One of those situations is an engine failure. If we are going to have an engine failure, it better be on the ground, where we can do something about it and we don't run many risks. Landing in fog poses a significant challenge for pilots. While ours instrument landing system pilots are trained to navigate such conditions, VFR visual flight rules pilots should steer clear of foggy situations. Always check the weather forecast before flying to ensure safe conditions for your journey. A helicopter crashed onto the roof of a hospital in Izhevsk. The pilot's failed landing attempt led to a harsh touchdown on the hospital garage roof, narrowly avoiding a catastrophic fall. No injuries were reported. A military Michigan 8 helicopter collided with a crane cable, causing its main rotor blades to catch and leading to a catastrophic fall from approximately 50 meters near the turbine hall walls. Tragically, the helicopter subsequently caught fire and was destroyed. A helicopter crashes moments after takeoff from a building in Colombia, captured in shocking video footage. Thanks God that 5 passengers and the pilot miraculously survive as first responders work to rescue them from the teetering wreckage. Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport is one of the busiest airports in Florida and the United States, handling millions of passengers annually. 7 years ago, a FedEx cargo plane experienced a harrowing incident as it made a crash landing here, followed by a fierce blaze that engulfed the aircraft. The aftermath revealed extensive damage, including a collapsed left wing and significant harm to the nose gear. Passengers witnessed the dramatic scene from other aircraft, highlighting the gravity of the situation and the swift response of emergency services. A military plane flew over a busy avenue in central Turkey after a technical failure. A vintage B-17 bomber was 5 minutes into the flight when pilots reported a problem and said it was not gaining altitude. It was trying to land when it struck the shed. Do not forget press a button of like, subscribe and comment. What do you think for these crazy aviation events?
Wow.
At the end of the runway or no?
Wow.
At the end of the runway or no?
A helicopter crashed on a Madrid motorway ring road on a Friday morning, hitting a car on road. 2 people were in the helicopter. One was able to exit on foot, while the other was rescued from the wreckage by firefighters. So good news. Amidst the tumultuous weather conditions of Storm Aisha, a remarkable feat unfolded at BHX Airport as a landing plane found itself grappling with intense wind shear on runway 15. Just moments before touchdown, the pilot was compelled to abort the landing attempts, skillfully navigating the aircraft away from potential danger. You even hear the air traffic control officer tell the light plane pilot that was very impressive.